Hi, Daniel J here. A few weeks back, I stumbled upon an incredible guitar that caught my attention, in a way that not every guitar does. So what we're doing now is following the rabbit hole, going right now to Nepean Music Centre and having a chat and meet Luke and Colin from Nepean Music Centre and yeah, find out who made this guitar. Colin, thank you very much for allowing us to be in your space. So it's beautiful what you said about Luke, and maybe you can talk a bit about that of not only the relationship of supporting local builders and supporting local.
Well, I think I just pointed out initially when you had a quick play that you'd clearly gravitated towards the right instrument, for the style of what you were doing, and that it seemed to really sit with you well, and that that those guitars were being, custom built, handmade by Luke, locally in Frankston, and that we thought they were quite special, and not every customer that we deal with necessarily had the capacity to appreciate the kind of work that goes into manufacturing a guitar like that. And you clearly did. And so it was really nice for me to see somebody appreciating the guitar for what it really was, who obviously thought it was as good as I think it is. And yeah.
And so, where do you started this journey of guitar making?
Well, first off, I've known these guys at Nepean Music here for a few years, and they really are the genuine deal. They're good people, and they've always supported me. They've always supported local guys, and that's why when I first thought I'll start putting my guitars in shops, these were the only guys I had in mind to see, because I knew they're a family run, their values are aligned with my values, and they've supported me the whole way. So, cheers, Cole. But my journey as a guitar maker started probably in the 1990s. At the time I was working in a metalwork factory. I was actually making weapons for the Australian New Zealand Army. And now someone's got to do that, but I really grappled with that on a moral level.
Oh, yes.
And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, and there's plenty of people still doing that, but for me it was just wrong. I couldn't do that anymore. And at the time I was taking guitar lessons, and I had a pointy-headed shred guitar, like one of these.
Yeah.
And it fell off the stand and cracked the headstock, and my guitar teacher said to me at the time, you've got to take it and see this guy, he's a luthier. And took my guitar to see this fella, took my little broken baby to see this man, and I remember walking into his workshop. It was the first time I'd ever realised guitars are made by people. That just blew my mind. It really did, just opened my eyes to something just completely different to what I was having a moral issue with, which was making weapons. So as soon as I saw that, it was like, that is what I want to do. I want to do what that man's doing. So for me, the greatest challenge, and I've always bitten off more than I can chew and chew like hell. So the greatest challenge for me was to make an acoustic guitar, but not just to make any guitar, to make it the highest standards I can make. And with every single one, always aim to make it better than the last one.
Yeah.
It's for me, the goal of the perfect guitar is just never attainable, and I will just keep making until I get just that little bit better than the last one, and that little bit better than the last one. So that's been my journey as a guitar maker.
Beautiful. And so this is a guitar, by the way. Right? What makes a good guitar?
It's got to have something special that draws you to it. Now that can be an aesthetic. It makes you want to pick it up. And once you've picked it up and you go, oh, it feels nice, well, now you've got an aesthetic that draws you to pick it up, and you've got a picking it up and feeling nice. And then if you play it and it sounds good, that's a good guitar. Yeah, so the great guitars, the exceptional ones, are the ones that just have that that subtle, that something extra that you didn't expect. You know, and it could be an aesthetic thing, like, oh wow, I didn't notice the figure in that timber, or it could be a sonic thing. But you know, I think that's what makes the unique guitar.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I can remember my first experience hearing this guitar and strumming an open E chord and thinking, that sounds like a grand piano.
Yes.
It was almost bombastic. It was so loud and so big. And so that was the thing that caught me initially. That had my attention. What I learnt over the next few minutes of just strumming away was that it was also incredibly detailed in the quietest notes and was far more than just a bombastic instrument. And that's rare in my experience.
Yeah. Well, to me, when I find what I look on a guitar is, of course, playability. It needs to stay in tune. It needs to be able to transmit your ideas from your fingers into the strings and out into the world. What you're having is a conversation between the nature, because this was once a living thing, and
it was.
yeah,
It was indeed.
the hands of the person that put it all together, and the hands of the person that is playing. So it's a conversation between these elements, and
Yeah, you know, things like the bigger size guitars, you generally want the tighter the grain, the better, because you've got a larger surface area for the structural mass to go across, whereas a smaller body guitar, you can get away with slightly wider grain, and slightly wider grain also will enhance the bass a little bit.
Manipulating tone like that is something I'm very familiar with and do a lot of, but electronically, the idea of controlling those elements in its natural form acoustically is completely foreign to me. But it makes complete logical sense when I hear someone like Luke talk about it, but it's not something I'd ever considered before.
Yeah. This is a quest of 4 years in the making. I knew exactly the guitar that I was looking for. I didn't know I'll find it. I'll find it here and during Easter. And
Well, that's it. I mean, I'm not into high volumes, and I don't push my product. And I really firmly believe that I'm making a great product, and I believe that they will sell, and the right people always find them. And it's same true, like the teacher appears when a student's ready.
Yeah.
And I found always in my search for wisdom, for knowledge, for anything, that like when I'm ready, I just stumble across things in my life. And you know, and as you've just on holiday walked into Nepean Music and found a guitar you've been looking for 4 years when you're not looking.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
absolutely.
it just appears.
And we shall put as well down the link below, the link for socials and all that, so people can connect with all that is being spoken today.
Sure.
I wouldn't mind going for on a spin with the guitar if it's okay. Just 4 years in the making. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you.